Welcome back to the fifth video on the series of batch programming. In the previous video, we learned about the command set/p, which lets us input our own variable, and we also learned about set/a, which let us change the variable inside the batch program through loops. So you could only use this one usually for numbers, and we learned that set/p, we could input our own variable inside the batch program and make that variable equal whatever we want inside the batch program. So in this video, we'll be learning about if statements and how to use the if command in the batch file in the batch program. So to start off, if is just like what it sounds, so it could be used to compare different things, different functions, different variables, and it could be used to continue certain variables if they equal a certain number or word. So you could say in a sentence in the world, you would say, if you do something, I'll give you $100. So you're like making a bet. In CMD, you could use it to say like, if the variable x equals 3, then do something. So you could use it almost in the same sense as you would in the real world. So let's try. So the first thing you would do in starting to make the if statement come true, you would set a variable equal to something. So we could set so we'll make it so we could input our own variable, just like we learned in the previous video. So set p x equal to who is on the $100 bill. Oh, we'll actually ask who is Benjamin Franklin. So like in the previous video, it's just going to let us input whatever we want. So it's going to let us change x equal to whatever we want. It's not going to actually, it's just going to echo this. It's not going to actually make it a problem. It's just going to let us echo this. We'll do echo off. So we'll just check it out from here. So what happens is we should be able to put in whatever we want. Nothing should happen. But here is where the if statement comes in. Whoops. So the if statement could be used to say, is Benjamin Franklin on the $100 bill? It's either yes or no. So now this is a question that we could use the if statement for. So there's two different answers in this statement right here. It's either yes or no. You can't really have an in-between answer. So what we could do is we could do if the variable x, so in this case it's whatever we input, so whatever we write, if x equals, we could say if x equals yes. So if we write yes, so if we do if the variable x, so whatever we wrote in the batch program, so since we could write anything we want with set/p, it makes x, the variable x, equal to that. And if we write yes, then what does it want us to do? We could say echo you, let's make that capital, echo you are correct. So now if whatever we write equals yes, then it's gonna tell us you are correct. So that's if the variable x is equal to yes. So if x equals exactly yes, then it's going to say you are correct. So let's try that out. So we could put in anything we want, just like I said. And if you put anything in, nothing is going to happen. But if we put in input yes, then it's going to say you are correct. As you saw, we just need to put a pause here. So if we put a pause here and we try it out and we write in yes, then it says you are correct. So we could see that the x variable was exactly equal to yes, so it's going to let us write this. But we could also do the other option. It's if it's not, if we write no, then we want it to say incorrect. So what we would do is we would do exactly the same thing. So we could copy and paste this into here, and then instead of yes, we'll put no. So this is saying that if the variable x, whatever we input, says no, then we could echo that you are incorrect. So now I'll say you are incorrect. So let's try that out. So let's see what it says. Is Benjamin Franklin on the $100 bill? Yes or no? So if we write no, it's going to say you are incorrect. And if we wanted to make this a loop, we'll just make the loop. If you still don't know how to do this command, then you could go back to video number 2, and this is where I'll teach you how to do this. And then we could put CLS after here, so it doesn't so it overwrites it overwrites the question, so we don't see the question pop up again. We don't want to see it again 2 times. So we'll say, is Benjamin Franklin on the $100 bill? And we could write yes, and it says you are correct, and then it's going to clear the screen. And then if we write no, it's going to say you are incorrect. And then if we write anything else, it's not going to do anything because we have an input in that command, so it's not going to do anything. If we see over here, it says if x, we have these 2 equal signs. You could also, instead of this 2 equal signs, you could put EQU. That's exactly the same thing as these 2 equal signs. So EQU is just an abbreviation for equal to. So those 2 equal signs is exactly the same as saying equal to. So if we try that out, if we write in yes, it's going to say you are correct. And if we write in no, it's going to say no, you're incorrect. If we write in anything else, it's just going to let us press any key. And since we could write EQU, we could also write GTR, which is greater than. So for example, if we're going to do numbers, we could go back to the numbers one. Like we could create our own equation again, just like the calculator from the previous video, except we could do greater than or equal to. So we could create our own equation, greater than, less than, or equal to equation in CMD in this batch program by using the if statement. So if we do, we'll say write a number. So we could write any number we want, and it's going to change the variable x equal to that number. We could also say, what we could say is our variable, so x. So we could use 2 variables in the same command. So it's going to tell us if whatever number we wrote is greater than 5, echo our number is greater than 5. And then we could do the same thing for is less than. If whatever we wrote is less than 5, echo is our number is less than 5. So now what we've done is we've let CMD know that we could input any number we want, and it's going to change our variable x equal to that, and it's going to say our number, if our number is greater than 5, tell us our number is greater than 5, and if our number is less than 5, tell us that our number is less than 5. And then there's one more we could do. If it's equal to, we could do if x is equal to, just like those 2 equal signs, we could do EQU is 5, echo x is equal to 5. So now what we've done is we created a greater than or equal to equation, greater than or equal to equation in this batch program. So if we run it, let's check it out. If we run it, it's going to ask us to write a number. So if we write 3, it's going to say 3 is less than 5. So that's a true statement. So that makes sense. And then if we do a number greater than, so 7, 7 is greater than 5. And then we could also do 5, and it says 5 is equal to 5. and we could do that with any number. So we could change all of these equal to something else. So we could do 6 for each number, and we'll just write 6 for each number. And so now if we do write a number 9, and 9 is greater than 6, and then we could do 3 is less than 6, and then if we do 6 is equal to 6. So in this tutorial we've learned how to use the if statement in batch programming. So we've learned that we could set a variable equal to something, and then we could check if that variable is equal to a number or word. Then what do we want CMD to do? So what command do we want to do? Do we want us to echo something? Does it want us to go to somewhere? What does it want us to do? And then we've learned that equal to is exactly the same as those two equal marks or equal signs. And then we could also do equal to, greater than, which is GTR. We could also do less than, which is LSS. We could also do greater than or equal to is greater than or equal to is GEQ. We could also do less than or equal to, so that is LEQ. And this is how you could use variables to compare numbers, and you could also use it to answer questions and to see if they are correct. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next tutorial.